and ovulation and menstruation. The reproductive cycle begins with ovulation, the release of a ripe egg or ovum from the ovary. Hundreds of thousands of follicles sit nestled inside the ovary. Each follicle is a sphere of cells with an immature egg as its center. The typical 28 days menstrual cycle begins on the first day of menstrual bleeding. During the first 7 days of the cycle, a few follicles start to grow. These maturing follicles secrete estrogen hormones into the bloodstream to prepare the lining of the uterus for pregnancy. Around day 7, all the follicles stop growing and begin to degenerate except for one. This dominant follicle continues to grow, nourishing the developing egg inside it. Around day 12, the follicle secretes a surge of estrogen into the bloodstream. When the estrogen reaches the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland in the brain, the anterior part of the pituitary gland floods the bloodstream with luteinizing hormone. Around day 14th, luteinizing hormone causes the follicle to undergo a sudden growth spurt. Right before ovulation, the egg detaches from the inside of the follicle. The bulging follicle releases chemicals signaling one of the two fallopian tubes to move in closer and envelop the follicle. The follicle swells until it bursts open, ejecting the ovum and fluid from the follicle into the abdominal cavity. In response, the fimbria, tiny finger-like projections at the end of the fallopian tube, sweep across the ovulation site and pick up the ovum. Microscopic cilia on the fimbria surface guide the ovum to the entrance of the fallopian tube. Muscular contractions along the wall of the fallopian tube gently propel the ovum toward the uterus. The ovum lives for 12 to 24 hours, the interval when fertilization can occur. If not fertilized, the ovum will disintegrate and V-shade along with the uterine lining during menstruation, making the end of one reproductive cycle and the beginning of another.